pretty interesting. Imagine you start a band from nothing and the band goes on to become massive and big enough that people start tribute acts where they dress up like you, they look like you, and they're performing all of your hits. Now, that's definitely flattering, and I'm a big fan of cover bands. I love a good cover band that can pull the songs off well. But for a band like Linkin Park, you have a lot of tribute acts, just like we see with bands like Metallica and other massive bands, and I think that's really cool. But what happens when that band, who never wrote any of the songs, dresses like you, acts like you, is now claiming that they're the real version of the band now? That's precisely what has just happened with a Linkin Park cover band out of Portugal, which is now issuing a public apology for bizarrely claiming that Chester is alive through their band and that they are now the only real Linkin Park. Absolutely bizarre. We've seen Mike Shinoda speak about Linkin Park tribute bands in the past where he appreciates them, but he notices some of them really try to look and mimic Chester, even his mannerisms. Here is what is going on with this bizarre situation with this Linkin Park tribute band. The tribute band is called Hybrid Theory, named after Linkin Park's groundbreaking debut album. They're a group out of Portugal that's built a career on performing Linkin Park's music, but they recently found themselves in some very hot water, facing a massive backlash that's forced them to issue a public apology and even fire a member of their team. The whole firestorm started over how they were promoting one of their shows. The band made a comment on social media that fans immediately saw as deeply disrespectful, not just to the surviving members of Linkin Park, but especially to the memory of Chester Bennington. The backlash was swift and pretty brutal. Fans who have dedicated years, even decades, to following Linkin Park felt the tribute act had forgotten its place. The anger boiled over on forums online like Reddit, where the sentiment was pretty much unanimous. One fan wrote, "That's beyond wrong for a cover band to do that. A cover band is to make tribute, not claim to replace the band. What a bunch of losers." Another comment went even further, criticizing not just the band's words, but their entire presentation, particularly the lead singer's intentional resemblance to Chester. They said, "This tribute band is an absolute joke. You can't call yourself one if you're disrespecting the real band like that. It's always had the ick from them, just from the lead singer being a complete Chester lookalike, which is so creepy." This really kind of gets to the heart of why fans are so upset. A tribute act is supposed to be about celebrating the music and giving the fans the chance to experience it live, but when it feels like the act is trying to replace the original, it comes off as disrespectful. And the timing of this really couldn't have been worse. As everyone knows, Linkin Park has been navigating an incredibly difficult past since Chester Bennington's tragic death in 2017. For years, the future of the band was definitely uncertain, but as of recent, they've made their major comeback apparent, playing massive shows right now in Europe, including a giant stadium show, currently playing some of their biggest shows in their career. So Linkin Park is back. They're choosing to carry on their own legacy on their own terms. Obviously, not everyone is going to be a fan of it, and that's totally okay. If you don't like it, if it's not for you, you don't have to listen, you don't have to watch, you don't have to go see them live. But for a band that is a tribute act that's been basically making a living off of Linkin Park's music, to come out and say they're now the real Linkin Park. Here are the posts that they put up that actually led to this controversy. You have this one post that said, "The only real Linkin Park nowadays," promoting one of their shows. And then this one, which has a crying emoji, which says, "Chester is back alive." Really, really bizarre stuff here from the band. Now, this issue of tribute bands is something Linkin Park's own Mike Shinoda has actually talked about before. It's been reported on fan forums like LP Live that he's mixed feelings about them. While he's acknowledged the passion that drives these tribute acts, he's also expressed a level of discomfort with the concept, especially with singers who really try to look and act just like Chester. During a past discussion with fans, Shinoda reportedly said he finds the idea of performers trying to be Chester lookalikes to be creepy. He explained that while he understands the intent might be to honor him, for him, personally, it's uncomfortable. He's on the record saying he would never go see a tribute band because it's just not how he wants to experience the music he and his friends created. So for a tribute band to not only feature a singer who emulates Chester's look, but to then claim they are the real Linkin Park goes against the very feelings expressed by the band's own co-founder. Now, as the criticism against Hybrid Theory mounted, they clearly realized they had made a massive mistake. The controversial posts were deleted, and they issued a formal apology on their official Instagram account. In their statement, they tried to explain what happened and took responsibility, while also shifting the blame to a specific person on their team. This is what they posted. In regard to some of the recent reports, they do not reflect our ethos at all. Recently, we tried to lighten the workload of some offstage areas, namely social media, so to concentrate on what we actually love, playing for you. Of course, in their apology, the tribute band explained that this was a result of handing over their social media to someone else without proper supervision. They wrote, "Guess the old saying is right, want something done well, do it yourself. These reposts are of bad taste and should have never seen the light of day on our end. Unfortunately, with the amount of overwhelming tags following our performance, the reposts have been done without proper veto." And then came the consequence. The band announced that the person responsible was gone. With this said, the person recently responsible for our media management recognized the faulty reposts, and at this very moment, is no longer working with us. They ended the apology reaffirming their position, writing, "We apologize for any discomfort. Hybrid Theory loves Linkin Park. If you know us, you know this to be true. Full stop." So there's a lot of really good tribute bands out there, acts that put on great shows and honor the legacies of the band. And I'm wondering what you think about, in this case, a band really emulating the look of Chester Bennington and then going on to claim that he's alive, which is really a crazy, crazy thing to post on social media. Definitely not something that's going to sit well with the actual members of Linkin Park. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates.